and welcome to Women Rise, Women at the Front Lines, here on Civic Space TV, where we bring to you different issues, different topics to engage on as the public, and specifically here on Women Rise, our program, Women at the Front Line, we bring to you women who are impacting in different sectors, doing different things in different sectors. And it's our duty, it's our, joy to bring such women to you. And today, I have a beautiful woman here, Linda Nunu Butare, who is a poet, an actress, as well as an interior designer. And looking at her, you can tell that she is a creative artist. You can tell a creative artist by the way they dress, and eventually the way they speak, and and of course what they produce. And I want to say I'm a beneficiary of that this morning. My earrings right here, and little things she does. Lovely, it's a nice little ring.
Oh,
I see that beauty on you, and I'm like, ooh, I'm blown off. Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for coming and giving us your time, particularly to give us a picture of the creatives. We've had a couple of guests in the creative industry. We've had a musician here in the past, but I think it's a sector that we need to understand more and have a conversation on. And see how women can fare in it, what it offers for our children, because the creative industry can take up a lot of people with this unemployment challenge that we have. When we look at Nigeria, South Africa, those are the big countries that are doing well in Africa here in terms of the movie industry. Ghana, and I think Uganda and Kenya are coming along. They are coming along. So I'm glad that we can have this conversation with you. And of course, for those who follow Prestige, she is there and she's inspiring me to appear on set as well, to do some bit of acting. Yes, I do follow because I love the creatives, and I watch a few things on Sun, what is this? Pearl Magic Prime. Pearl Magic Prime has a couple of Ugandan advanced movies, and I follow them out of interest. And so you're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored and humbled to be here. I read about you and I researched about you. I was like, okay.
In our other world.
It's very, very impressive.
Yes.
I'm very humbled to be here.
Thank you so much. So maybe just to begin, we host women who are out there in the politics, in leadership, and maybe they're already there in terms of the name. And the creative industry is somewhere we hardly get to know the people who are driving that industry. So just like to know a little bit more about Butare, what you're doing. And I know as you do it, you're inspiring another artist out there.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So basically, I am a poet, like the lovely Honorable said. And I run an event called Kwivuga, which is a platform. I call it a platform for expression. So it started off
Kwivuga, what does that mean?
Kwivuga. In Runyankore and Kinyarwanda, it's like rap. You've been to functions where there's a gentleman talking. Hey. So basically, he's telling a story. Traditionally, it was every family or clan had umwevuji,
had a story to tell.
A storyteller. So he would come and tell, especially if you're hosting people, kwanjulas, he would tell, they want to know, who's this family? They say, us, we are so and so, we come from here, we walked from here, then we had this number of cows, then we did this, then. But he says it in a very rhythmic way.
I see that in traditional functions from the West, especially in the Bahima.
So I chose it because it's like rap. Rap is rhythm and poetry. So, and I'm very proud of my heritage, So I was like, why don't I get something that represents where I'm from, but again, represents what I'm passionate about. I would ideally say I'm a storyteller.
Oh, yeah.
So I tell stories from poetry, from my jewelry, from fashion, from set design, interior design, anything creative, I tell a story. So, so that's what I do, number one. Number two, I'm a jewelry designer as well. I've been doing it for so many years, over 15 years.
Wow.
That's how I've survived.
Indeed. Do you think someone can survive on jewelry?
that's how I've majorly survived.
Wow.
Yeah. So what I do, I make stuff. I get a nice space like this one. I get a table. I display my things. I invite my friends.
They come and buy.
I make sure it's like at a venue where there's like drinks and food, so that the owner of the establishment also
can
makes
also
some
get
money.
Something.
Yeah, I would live with very good money.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, this is very important because sometimes when you look at people doing this creative work, designing here and there, it appears as though the public doesn't think that is some work that someone can survive on.
Oh,
and that is talent, that is a gift, that is production. You're adding value into the market.
Exactly. I'm beautifying women.
Yes.
You know? So, yeah, that's what I did for a very long time. And then when I realized that, you know what? This can actually help another woman. And what inspired me, I once went to the hospital with my mom, and there were these women seated there, and they were waiting for their medicines, and somebody came and was teaching them how to color. Oh, so art therapy, right? Art
therapy.
At Mulagodo. So these ladies, first of all, Ntunda wati, Iwati, you know? So I talked to one of the coordinators and I said, why don't I teach these women an actual skill where they can earn something?
Something from it.
So I met a group of women, they had organized themselves, they had their chibina. I went all the way to Masulita.
Yeah, somewhere in
yes. They were under a church organization. And yeah, I taught them and they started making their money. They would even call me and thank me, thank you so much. So
I mean, I can't keep my eyes off that jewelry that you're putting on. I'm not looking at your face, I'm looking at the jewelry. And I can imagine how many more that you are doing.
Yeah.
And I mean, we ignore our local talent, and then we go and buy things
from Europe. But the irony is, most of the jewelry you see is from India, is from Bangladesh, is from these local women in their communities are making this jewelry. Okay, then it's exported. Yeah. So if we also create something like that in Uganda, right, and then we teach these women, they don't even have to be like, oh, my name is so and so, I'm a jewelry designer. They don't care. Just buy her matoke and her, you know, on
and these are made at home. And then the production chain is built on women in Teso, women in Masulita, women somewhere. And then the production grows, and then we can export it.
Everything from baskets to bags to these local women are the ones making them. So unfortunately, many of them are being manipulated by greedy people.
That's powerful.
You know, so I really believe the government should really look into it because people are coming in, hiring these women, you know, manipulating them, you know, treating them badly. You know, their working conditions are terrible. But then they export these things. It's selling, I don't know where, in Marks and Spencer. I mean,
because if I went into a shop and I found this in a European market or some shop, I would pay some good dollars.
Yeah, you'd pay like 35, 30, no, well, the 35, 45, 59, 69.
Euros.
I have a friend who was from the States. He came, said, no, just make for me some stuff. Let me go and see how it sells in America. A guy. I made. He gave me my money. When I checked on Etsy,
how much
page, $139, $69, $98. I was like, yes. Why don't I make them and sell them directly
online?
Yes.
So are you doing that now?
No, I'm going to start doing it because one, I have to make sure that my product is clean, it looks good. Then also like, am I able to make enough stuff because I'm alone? So that is pushing me to look for a group of women that I can work with. Yeah, but so far, like now, I work with teenage moms. It's called Leora Ministry.
Okay.
It's a lovely lady called Laura Benson from Canada. It's under Pentecostal Assemblies Church in Canada.
Okay.
So she started up this organization, and I was like, I would like to volunteer and teach these girls something. So that's what I do for now. And it's exciting. Even the types of conversation we're having, we're like, how can we take this stuff to Canada so the girls can get more sponsorship, more funding, you know, because from medical to everything is catered. Yeah, and these are teenage moms. I'm talking from 13, you know, to 17. And there's one girl we have, she has 4 kids already and she's just 19.
Ooh,
you know,
she still has more 4 to go.
So we teach them how to make bracelet. They are so excited. So how do we encourage them? So what we want to do is create bazaars, is export some of their things, not on a large scale really, but eventually we want the girls to be encouraged that, you know what, we'll even make sure your things go outside countries. They are excited. We're going to create bazaars to sell. They get their money, because we also want the ministry to be sustainable on its own, you know. Yeah, so it's quite exciting.
You are talking to a very important sector, because we are dealing with unemployment in our country. Yes. We are saying, what can we do? How can we skill the young people? And this is a gift that somebody has, because you cannot be a creative designer, jeweler, maker, unless you have that, you know, gift in the mind.
Yes.
And so if we can identify these people who are gifted in such a way, then they can do massive production. We export it.
The advantage of such a skill, imagine, being that I am the one who's deeply passionate about it. I dream of these designs. I can't sleep. They're always in my mind. It's very easy. I can teach it to somebody who's not even necessarily passionate, but I'm encouraging them and saying, Madam, even Sebo, the boy child also needs to be
do that.
involved.
Yeah, certainly.
And say, listen, darling, don't care about the passion and whatever. I promise you, you will make money.
The pay.
You will get money. You will have food. You will have rain.
Yes.
Your child will be fine. So if you want to have a shop, you start a shop. If you want to do tailoring, you start tailoring. If you want to do... Right now, I'm teaching you a skill that's going to earn you an income to follow your heart and your dreams.
And later on, take care of your family, your life. And it is so powerful.
Yeah.
So powerful. Yeah. And I see the quality of your designs. They are not ordinary, of course.
They're avant-garde, eccentric.
I don't know what term you could use, but if I look at the bracelets, and then the rings, and the earrings, I mean, they go into upscale shops.
Yes.
Women and men who can afford actually to pay for these things. Yeah, so I want to really urge you to do more, and we shall see what we can do more with the women later in terms of your talent and giving back to society. But I just want to pick more a little on the other aspect. You said you're also an interior designer, and I have a daughter who is very interested in interior design.
Oh, there's so many spaces. I don't know if you had, for example, of art field. So I don't want to say much, because all I know is that, first of all, the name art field, but it's a space that was created for creative people. So they actually have courses, different types of courses for anything creative, from graphics to interior design. I don't know about jewelry. So I just heard of it some time back. I just Googled it. But I bet it's somewhere your daughter can actually go, and they can advise her on, you know, where else to go. But before that as well, I have 3 friends of mine who are very successful. They're doing really well in interior design. Yes, that's how they survive. They're raising their kids. They're doing well. They're buying cars. They're buying homes. They're quite all right.
They're quite all right.
Yeah, it's making sure that, and it's not even the pressure of a course. If she has the passion, she has the passion. You know, but the world we live in, you need to have documentation. You get proof. So I would encourage you, first of all, she's going to be in her vacation, right?
Right, soon, university.
Soon. Very good. So we can find a way, introduce her to some of these ladies. She can do an internship, you know. Someone is doing a house, she can come and check it out. And also feel the vibe. Does she really want to do it? Is she that passionate about
something else?
Because it's already in her, And trust me, it's very... Because you pay consultation. Also, I can, as a interior designer, if you hired me, before we even see your place or do anything, you have like you lawyers, my consultation, please, $100.
It's professional. Yeah, it's professional fee. Yeah.
So after that, I go to your place. I see whatever it is you want me to do. I give you the advice. Step 2, step 3. Do you want me to acquire these things? Okay, I'm going to draw a vision board. Come up with everything. Step 4, do you want me to actually come and fix? So there are phases. Now it's up to you as my client, say, I'll stop with you on step 3, expensive.
You've advised me on what to do.
If I give you a vision board and you also have your own taste, then you go and say, okay, it's okay, I'll get my chair from Nina Interiors, but I've given you the vision board.
Yeah. But Linda, your talent, where we are right now
Yeah.
is as you can see, is a
Beautiful.
beautiful. The effect of art
Mm.
and the work that creatives do
Yeah.
in our community, they can transform a lot,
They
because
do.
if you look around where we are, it's just a product of a creative
That's
mind.
very true.
And not all of us can do that. I just want to try to pick your mind around this industry in Uganda. You know, what do you see, and how can our children take advantage? How can we, first of all, change the attitude?
Yes.
Because I think, personally, I believe that this thing could be doing much better in our sector, but then the attitude that we have.
As parents.
I mean, if my child wants to do interior design, I'm like,
Yeah.
what will you do out of that? How will
Yeah.
you earn a living out of that? So how is the status of this industry?
Honestly, it's growing really fast, and guess what pushed it? COVID. Because remember, now everybody could not go to the office. Everyone now started being creative, you know. I remember buying everything literally online, right? So if somebody put out whatever it is they're making, or even just say blankets, bed sheets, now that's the time creative people flourished. That's the time people who didn't know were creative, you know, because you come up with all these, people started making pots, jewelry, scarves, cups, whatever it is, you know.
Very nice cups.
Yeah, to, you know, make some money. So it's growing really, really, really fast. But again, also, our generation, I'm assuming we're the same age group.
Probably slighter. Yeah.
Is we were in that system, remember? Cram work, and we did a very good job.
Excellent.
And we did everything straight. We went to school, then after went to university, then marriage, then I don't know work, then what? And then later in life, you're like, because I was in the corporate world for a long time. That's when I woke up, I said, but you know what? I love making jewelry. I can make money. I made more money from jewelry than my corporate job.
Can you believe that?
Yes. So I said, as a parent now, I watch my children closely. And like my son is he wants to be an inventor. He makes toys out of toilet paper, cardboard. We don't throw any box at home. Wire, foil. Yeah.
Those things.
That's his life. My daughter draws. She makes jewelry. She can crochet. She can cook. She wants to go to culinary school.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So as a parent from a generation that was stifled and like,
we couldn't discover ourselves.
I can't believe you're making jewelry. People are going to talk about me. You know. But then I asked her, but aren't I taking care of you?
Yeah.
What do you want as a parent? You want me to be seen in a certain category, space, state, or you want me to survive and make money and take care of you and the family? And she later on understood and appreciated it. So as parents, please, parents, what are we teaching our children? You know, life, first of all, is short. Can we at least do the things that we love on this earth? Second of all, are we telling our children that you have to follow a certain system whether you're happy or not? You know, we want our children, one, to be happy, two, to earn a living. And first of all, even as parents, what are we teaching them? It's also, charity begins at home.
Yeah.
You're buying them all this fancy stuff and doing what, but you're not teaching them then how to make the money.
How to make
so
the
these
money.
small projects can help them.
Yeah.
Make mandazi, make jewelry, pottery, whatever. So this kid grows up knowing that, just using my natural skills, I can earn something. So that will encourage them as well. Because many of us know right now, there's so many kids who have graduated with all types of degrees. They are home.
They are home.
They are jobless.
They are jobless.
And you, the parent, are abusing them every day. What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Why can't you do this? Yet, if you taught them how to bake, that kid will be making mandazi, bread, and
all the bakeries.
You understand?
A lot of money in that.
So I feel, let's honestly be honest with each other as parents. Look back at our own lives, yeah, and guess what? Your child can retire at 35
and do their own thing.
You have cram work, you want to retire at 65, 70. Cram work, colonization. Guys, I'm a Pan-Africanist, I can really go. But anyway, my point is, let us have honest conversation with ourselves as parents, and let us be honest with our children. You can make money, landscape design. You guys, there's so many things.
So much.
And there are courses out there to help with this as well. Because some parents will be like, now where do I start from? Online. Google. There's so many things. And there are courses out there to help with this as well. Because some parents will be like, now where do I start from? Online. Google. Here within Kampala, there's a guy who teaches kids how to make robots, Fundi Boots, Solomon King. So there are many things that parents can take their kids to learn different skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are educating me, but before I say what I wanted again, I just wanted to flash back in your life. At what point you understood yourself? Because as parents, we struggle a lot identifying this talent in children. So what are some of these things? How can we identify this talent and then redirect it to where it should be going? How did you understand yourself as well? From what point did you realize that this is what I should be doing for life?
I know that from the age of 8, I started writing poetry. I used to make jewelry. I used to tie these turbans
all the time.
All the time. I would get chewing gum and put it on my nails, and they would perfectly. Someone would think that I actually had proper nails. I used to get beans and rice. Remember, we used to do that stuff as kids, beans and rice, and God bless this home. You know,
and that was the beauty then we were using.
Put it on a cardboard, you get glue and
then hang it up somewhere in the house.
Exactly. So I was always passionate, and my parents saw that. But remember, also for them, they're like, doctor, lawyer, accountant,
businesswoman,
100%. So throughout, anyone who knows me from primary school to date says Nunu has always been creative. Always. I always stood out. I always had that awkward thing, a hanger. I would turn it into a necklace.
Something.
I don't know what. So you can tell, you know your child. Just pay attention. Pay attention. So for me, it's from the age of 8. Then when did I say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do? I was 32 years old. I'm 42 this year. So 10 years ago, I woke up, I said, you know what? I'm a creative. I'm proud of it, and I am going to show the world that, guess what, I'm going to be very successful at it.
Indeed.
And here we are.
Wow. Your story is so inspiring, and I know that as parents we struggle a lot with our kids, and I think what you're challenging us to do is to allow them be who they are.
100%.
I have one who wants to do cooking, catering, hospitality, and he's a boy, and I'm like, what is this one going to do with his catering course? I don't know. That is culinary training or something.
He'll be very successful.
I hope so.
Topest hotels. Not even that. He'll start his own restaurant and have the most successful restaurant in Kampala.
So parents, we struggle a lot in that area, but as Nunu is saying, there's a lot. And of course now in terms of your work with the women, that's where you want to grow and see how you can change a life. What we are doing here is creating this space and having this conversation and having this space. You know, the networking, the connections, I believe that through this conversation and the networks we are having here, we can help bring out such people, call out such women, call out such families, and build a certain, you know, future 100%. That we want. So I would like to tap a little bit on your work, on your work and impact. What are some of those things you feel so far you are comfortable talking about? You know, impact that you have impacted over your 40 years of life as a leader. Yeah.
I would say, like in the poetry world, what my event did. Kwivuga, somebody said you put a funky face to poetry. Because you know poets, very intimate, they're into their own world. And so me, I just brought lights, camera, action. I was like, yeah, we are here. Do you have a problem? We are awesome. You love us and you have to pay us. Hello.
For that.
Thank you very much. So that's what Kwivuga did in the poetry world. And the jewelry world, I have so many times worked with different women on my own.
On your own.
I'll just, you know, with a group of women and teach them. I'll get a lady, my maids. I keep telling my maid, you are not just here to work, to cook and whatever. How can I change your life? And they've gone out there and even supporting them in mandazi or whatever it is that they do. But like I would get them to like make the bracelets and I would pay them like 5K each bracelet or something. But right now I'm very, very happy that I'm working with the teenage moms. I really wanted something that was firm and established, and these girls are so happy. They cannot believe just 5K is such a buying porridge for their babies, you know?
I know.
So I'm so proud of myself that I'm affiliated to these teenage moms.
And also changing someone's life in one way or another.
And now my vision is to eventually go to every part of Uganda.
The country.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
I'm going to do it.
I see you in Kumi now, where I come from.
And you're taking
yes, yes. Absolutely.
That is it. So it makes, I got really frustrated because creating my own organization is hectic.
It is.
So I said, you know what? Work with already existing
CBOs, groups of women, and just train them further.
As a volunteer. I don't want your money.
But the product can be refined, and those women make money.
100%.
And we can do massive production.
Yes.
Yeah, because
that is a vision.
I'm told in those countries in Asia and other places, like you noted, everything is done at the community level.
100%.
Monitored by the local council leader.
100%.
And this production is made by the women in their homes and then taken to the village leader. And now the village leader will look for the market where they can be sold.
The village leader is approached by these big companies. Can you promise me that I get 10,000 baskets? He says, I got you. Just send me money to facilitate that.
Okay.
Finished. At the end of the month, he has his 10,000 baskets. They are shipped off to wherever.
I love that. And I think I'll work with you.
Amen.
And I know that through this space, a lot of networks you'll be connected to support women on how they can improve their production. I'd like us to talk a little bit about the art, the film industry, the movie, the movie industry, the production, because you've spoken more about the poetry, interior design, the jewelry making. I know you're not going to go into cloth making and other things. I had someone here who spoke about design generally, but also the music industry, we touched a little bit about it. The movie industry, since now I have someone who is appearing in some series in our country. I am one of those fans and followers of the movie industry in Uganda, and I pray that one day we shall reach that level of the Nigerian industry. What is your take on that sector?
I started last year, first time to act, and I'm so blessed that the space I landed in was so professional. And also me coming from the outside, we have our biases as well. So when I got in there, I was so amazed by the level of professionalism and good money. I was like, eh. Even at the end of the day, a parent will be a parent. I was like, so if my child came to me and said this is what they want to do, I would push them, I would encourage them, because one, I know they're safe, they're not going to be violated or exploited in some type of way. And then they'll come back with some money. I was like, wonderful. So Prestige in particular, the series I was on, was so professional. I felt like a queen, from the makeup to, I would send videos to my friends and they're like, oh, Nunu, do you have your own trailer? I'm like, no, it's coming. It's coming soon. But for real, talent, they respect talent. They call us talent. Talent is on set. Is talent okay? Get talent a glass of water. Then someone's dabbing your makeup. They dress you. You don't struggle with the wardrobe. Don't bring your funny clothes. So you go from head to toe. From head to toe. Yes. So they dress you as a character. My character is called Mirembe. So they dress you. Say Mirembe should look like this. So there's stylists. Hi, Elton and Tazivon. And they go out there, look for proper wardrobe for Mirembe. Shoes, bags, jewelry, whatever it is. For that set. For you one character. Wow. Yeah. The makeup, everything, lunch. Our food was amazing. You have to eat well. We had soda, we had what? It was perfect. We were treated like royalty. Professionals. It was beautiful. So being in that kind, for me, I know some other people have different experiences, but it encouraged me and showed me that one, the attitude towards actors and actresses is changing. It's changing in Uganda. And now they see, we need these people. You actually need them to bring your show to life. So treat them, humanely. Yes. So that was amazing. And I noticed that there's other sets like on Sanyu and, where I work a lot with Ann Kansiime on her production. There's Nana Kaga, and still on those sets, breakfast is served, lunch is served, you know, you're catered for. So, but this comes from the fact that they suffered as well in the beginning.
The industry was not grown.
Exactly, and the way they were treated. So they say,
because what we remember is Bakayimbira, drama actors, I don't know what, you know.
That can struggle. So now they're like, no, since we're in a space that we can facilitate, you know, comfortability for our people.
Yeah.
So it's really growing, it's doing really well. I want to encourage parents, even actors and actresses out there, you know, go out there and try this. You really will enjoy what you're doing. But also be professional. They don't come with bad manners. Also be professional. You know, the issues of late coming, you know, so even us actors and creatives should also be professional, something we're also lacking, you know. So we should also be professional in everything that we're doing.
Because you attract other people to it.
Yes.
Because when it is done in a professional manner, then the next teams appreciate and build onto that.
Yes.
I know that Nunu, you are acting in Prestige, but there is this series I also follow on Sanyu, because I see a lot of professionality in that. And I am hoping that our industry in Uganda can grow to a point where we are competing with the Nigerians.
We will.
Or the Kenyans are also quite good, the South Africans. And so that industry employs a number, and of course the success associated to it as well gives that attraction to that industry.
That's true.
Yeah, so I am glad to be talking to one of the celebrities, and I've been talking to her backset that I should be taking up a role.
I'm so excited.
Just to have fun and fulfill some of the things we did not. Now I'm growing older. When will I do this? When will I sing? When will I do this? And you went on another path. Yeah, because growing up, I think that some of my friends we grew up with thought I would end up in that industry.
Wow.
Because I used to be an entertainment prefect. I would do productions every week. So they were surprised to see me in politics and what I do now. Like, I think I've always had that ingredient as well of leadership. So it's good talking to a real artist. And maybe also just to pick your thoughts, how to live, you know, how to do life, because we are trying to inspire young women, men on this program. What are those things that you can encourage somebody on how to do their life? Values, lessons of life, experiences that someone can have from you, Nunu. It may be different from me, Monica, but it can shape another creative person maybe, or even someone in another sector. Yeah, just to pick your thoughts on that.
Well, I'll speak a lot from my own experience. One, I always believed in myself.
You believed in
yourself. Like what you just said, if you don't fulfill it, it just there's a deep hollow feeling inside. So I believed in myself, but my belief came from faith. My faith in God, because I believe we're all here for a purpose. And like you see how eventually my gift and my talent has led me to helping other women. So your gifting many a time is not for you alone, but it's for others.
It's for others.
It's really, really for others. God placed us here to help each other. And one of the things that can help, apart from faith is number one. Humility. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, be humble, be kind. Be genuine, be honest. If you do anything out of greed or to manipulate or to exploit, it will come out. It will come back to you. So honestly, many people, at the end of the day, it's purpose. What is your purpose? And many people are finding a lot of issues with that. Purpose is that, for me, purpose is that one thing that does not let you sleep. That is just inside there. You're constantly thinking about it, but you're scared.
You're scared to come out.
The second thing with purpose, it's not about you. It's always about somebody else.
It's always about someone else.
So if you're not humble and you're selfish, you're like, purpose is that one thing that does not leave you, is constantly on your mind, is always in your soul, your every fiber of you. but again, it's about somebody else.
That's very powerful.
That's it. Once you get that, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you could be a lawyer, you could be a gardener, you could be a farmer. Whatever it is to build and help other people. And you're good at it.
It's not about you.
You're very good at it. But you're scared.
So if you have this gift which you are just sitting on and you're saying, okay, it's my gift, but then it's going to benefit yourself and maybe your family, then it cannot go very far.
You give, it goes, and it eventually come back to you.
Sometimes when we do these things, you get overwhelmed because you're all the time trying to do something for another person, helping the other and the other and the other.
Hence humility. Be humble, realize it's not about you. So the reason you're frustrated is because I'm doing this, and I'm not getting back. No. Do and don't expect. Because now you do something for somebody today. A year later, the person you didn't even help, but over is distant related, over the other person will come to you and do something in your life, and you're like, how did I get this? Then when you follow the pattern, you're like, oh my God, it's Monica. It's Monica. But this is James. Now have they? And this person have a huge, like, you'll not see it coming. At all. Never.
So what you give is what you get. It comes back to you.
Yeah.
So our purposes are not just for us to enrich ourselves, but to enrich other people. That's very powerful. That I'm learning from you here today, because every woman comes with something. And Nunu, you have done us well. And I know that would like just to keep it brief and short. I know that people are attracted because of your story, that indeed you can make it big in whichever industry you are in, as long as you're following your purpose.
100%.
And so the creative industry, we allow people to do what they want, to discover themselves.
Creative people are the most genuine, realest people. We don't have airs, do whatever. That's why they call us poor.
But we
have the richest souls.
You have the richest souls.
We're the happiest people on this planet.
But very happy as well.
Peaceful, no stress. Because we're giving back, we are loving freely. We are free.
You're actually co-creators with God.
100%. So we're very happy people. Okay,
so where do I see you in the next 10 years? 5 at least, because 5, 10 will be now grandmothers, perhaps.
No, we're forever young.
Okay.
Paris, New York, with my clique of Chibina women.
With your production.
My production team from Masulita, Kumi, we are on a big stage.
Big stage, international, showcasing our work. Product.
Yes.
You are not valuable until you add value to society
100%.
In terms of production.
100%.
So that's very, very powerful as well. Yeah.
That's how we'll be. You know, I know through God's grace and favor, I will have a huge impact on different women all over the world. Not just Uganda, not just Africa, all over the world.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. This is a very humbling conversation, and I want to thank you, Linda, for coming around. Of course, sweet things end quickly. But I know this is not her last time being here. She's in love with this place where we are.
Yes.
She's in love with the nature here, and she's in love with the art that women are doing or producing in different organizations. Akina Mama, I know you are so much in art, and many other organizations that I know, women that are producing and are doing so many things. I think Linda here is one of those people we should link up with to build us in the creatives, in the women's movement, and also build other women in that direction. That's 100%. What I have captured from her story, and it's very, very powerful, very, very humbling, and of course very insightful. And I look forward to having you more in other spaces where we shall be at growing this industry together.
100%.
Yeah, so thank you so much for coming. We shall see you again on another program. Shalom.